woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the podcast of the beast, for it is a human podcast. That podcast is Golan-globus Theater.
I left alone. My mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Can I believe that what I saw that night was real and not just fantasy? Just what I saw in my old dreams. Were they reflections of my Walkman staring back at me? 'Cause in my dreams, it's always there. The evil face that twists my mind and brings me to despair.
Welcome back, everybody, and I just gotta throw it out there. I gotta put out the old Michael P.S. Hayes PSA. If you're suffering from Rucker-Hauer withdrawals, rest easy. Because you can just go fucking listen to those episodes over again.
Yeah.
They'll never be deleted. But also, the other perfect cure, besides ivermectin, it's Schlocktober.
Schlocktober, we celebrate evil all month long.
And evil. Oh, my God. We started out with one of the most evil tippy-taps ever, Forever Night, which apparently is hot with the 50-plus-year-old crowd.
Yeah, man. MILFs are loving it.
MILFs are just dying. I mean, the letters we've been getting are more explicit than the letters we've read before. I don't even... I can get through three sentences.
I kind of get it because we are sex gods. I mean, we can't help that. That's just how we are. And we just exude sexuality from our voices. I mean...
This is true.
I mean, I know I was going to bring this up. I was telling you, a big contingent of our listeners want us, and this is serious, I'm not even joking about this, want us to do an erotic thriller.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and I was like I said, it makes sense, kind of, but wouldn't it be a little weird, like two guys doing a erotic thriller together? I mean,
no, we'll perfect. I mean, we're already the perfect hors d'oeuvres of movies, so we'll kill it.
Okay.
I wonder what erotic thrillers are out. I don't know.
I don't watch it. I don't either, but I'm sure we'll get.
People are missing out because, well, actually, no, by now they would have heard it because we talked about Anne Rice, who is the greatest erotic vampire novelist of all time.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about that. We remembered one name from that book, Legault, right?
Legault.
Wait, no. Oh, we already fucked it up?
Lestat.
Vampire Lestat. He got his own book.
Yeah, and they never made a movie for that book. That was the weird thing. They just went right over that one to the last book.
Can we just agree that Tom Cruise is a terrible vampire?
Yeah.
He's too small. Vampires got to be tall, right?
I guess. I don't know.
That's why that Near Dark movie is so awful. There's too many short vampires.
You'd never want to see a midget vampire would be your worst nightmare.
That's why Chippendale dancers are usually vampires. They work at night. They're sexy. Their bodies never fail. They're always over 6 feet tall.
So, what? We could never be vampires either? Is that what you're saying? I don't like vampires, by the way. I think they're a little too fruity for me.
We couldn't be. We would be vampire hunters.
Yeah.
Like Steve James, our hero.
Was he a vampire hunter? He was a street hunter.
Was he hunting vampires, though? I thought he was hunting the supernaturals.
No.
And his combat van.
Well, Red Brown sometimes can be considered supernatural. By the way, he kills werewolves.
In my heart, he is supernatural. Yeah. The Red Brown. Murray, it's been so long. We haven't had any personal stories. Do you have any personal tales we need to talk about here? Aside from, wow, whenever we have Jack on, we just lose power. I lost power 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, it's like some force is conspiring to keep him off. Even though he's our most popular guest we ever had.
Yeah, by first week numbers.
Are we kind of subconsciously doing it? We're kind of subconsciously jealous that he's kind of like, in a way, bigger than us.
That might be it. He's got better background on all the stuff. He's got fucking
prepares.
He's got great one-liners he throws in there. He can punch up any sentence. Like, he just sounds so...
Well, he's a professional writer. Of course he does.
Exactly. Yeah. And here I am trying to remember Legault.
Yeah.
Like, we're not good. We're not worthy of him. But yet he comes on. Stewart, same story. Just all of our guests.
I told you that last episode, we have an amazing... Not only are we talented, we have an amazing ability to find talent. We haven't had a shitty guest yet.
I like that it's like, we can't just shine a light on our guests. We have to make it about us again.
Well, yeah, it's our show.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
Murray, oh, man. So here I was, down in Toledo, going to see a nice AAA baseball game, because no one goes to those games. Take a book, very nice, very solace. Were
you reading an Anne Rice book?
Of course I was I got to get into the spooky mood, dog. I got to get in that sexual thriller mood.
Right. Well, apparently we both do.
Yeah. But it's been so long since I've really had, like, a lot of people around me, and not a lot, but I was waiting in line to get the tickets. And now that you were in, like, COVID mentality, like, feeling people creep up on you, it's even more alarming. And I felt it. I felt this old guy getting closer and closer, and he was going from my 6 o'clock around to 3 o'clock. Then he started getting closer until he was at 2 o'clock, and he was facing me, and he's just like, "You want a ticket?" It's like, sure.
Is he the guy from New Year's Evil? Who's your ticket?
Take it, please.
Take it.
Well, this old guy was just like, "Yeah, I have all these tickets, and I don't know who to give them to." And so I was like, "Oh shit!"
Is he breathing heavily on you?
No, he was breathing like a normal person.
Flying?
So he gives me a ticket, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Does this guy think I'm gonna sit next to him the whole game? Because that's not happening. No. I'm gonna go sit wherever I want." And as we're walking in the gate together, he can't figure out what ticket it is because he's got 8 tickets, and so he's trying to hold up one. It's for, like, Sunday's game or whatever. But we get in there, and I'm like, shit, how do I get this guy away from me? He pats me on the back, says, "Have a good whatever." And then he disappeared. He fucking shooed me away.
Yeah, he's like, nerd.
He didn't want to hear my stories.
No.
He didn't see me.
He saw you had an Anne Rice book, and he's like, I'm not into that pussy-ass vampire shit.
That's what... If I had a Remo Williams book with me, he'd be like, "Sonny boy, come sit down."
Which, by the way, I have a Remo Williams book. If you want to read it, you'll get to hear all about what COVID vaccine is about. It was written like 40 years ago, but this plan has been in motion for 40 years.
40 years?
Vegetarian vampires are behind the COVID.
The croissants or whatever they were called?
Croissants?
I can't remember what the vampire...
Croissant.
We were talking...
Oh, Carcouche?
Carcouche?
I don't know. Go back and listen to Forever Nights.
Then remind us.
Yeah. So, Griff, this movie, we're starting off with the sleaze. We're gonna tone it down next week, but I was like, you've never experienced David Hess in your life, right? This is your first like full on. We touched on it. We got the stench of Hess in Swamp Thing, but he was a very minor character.
He was very minor.
Ferret, I think his name was in the
Ferret.
movie.
Yes, it was Ferret, but he still was rapey in that movie.
Yes, but he was a PG rapey.
Yeah, exactly.
This is hard R for rape and rated R.
No, yeah,
it's rated R for rape.
No, I watched my Franco Nero movie with him.
But that was recent.
Yeah, that was recently.
So you're entering the realm of Hess.
Recently entering the realm of Hess.
Because he only made a handful of movies. I think he was a rapist in every single one of them.
I'm not surprised by that.
So, I mean, yeah, most people are thinking his most famous one is Last House on the Left. And obviously, judging by the title of this movie, they're trying to glom onto that by calling it The House on the Edge of the Park.
Yeah.
And they specifically wanted Hess. According to IMDb, this might be IMDb-S, they gave Hess half of the rights to this movie to have him in the movie.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's true or not. It sounds kind of like BS. But because they were like, you're the crown prince of rape. Like, we got to have you in it.
Right. Like, everybody nowadays is in love with Chris Pratt. They're like, "Oh my God, Chris Pratt's so good. He's Guardians of the Galaxy. He's this other guy. He's fucking muscular as shit now. He's that cool guy from Parks and Rec. And he's Mario. He's the voice of Mario." I don't get why that's a thing, but that's a thing.
I don't get why you went there. What do we care about Chris Pratt being Mario?
Because I'm just trying to say, this is what we get now for, like, our big actors.
Yeah, you're not gonna get...
We don't
screen rapists.
We don't get these fucking amazing villains anymore that are just the sleaziest motherfuckers.
This movie would never be made now, ever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mixed signals going on here. We're gonna get into it. Like, it's a very weird movie. I want to say right off the bat, I don't condone rape.
Oh, please, yes, let's get that PSA out there. Another Michael PSA's. We don't condone rape.
But we're going to talk about it a lot because there's a lot happening in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very creepy. We're starting out creepy. We're not doing fucking Gremlins, people. We're doing some hard horror right off the bat.
I thought you were going to say hard R horror. Because there is a lot of hard rape in this movie.
But this is a very strange movie because not only that, we touch on socioeconomic issues.
Yes, we do.
Sometimes we're like, can you make a serial rapist sympathetic? I don't know, because there's some deplorable people throughout this entire movie.
Yeah. The Italians loved doing this because I told you about The Hitcher where they do the same thing where it's like, we give you one horrible character and then we give you a second horrible character and you almost are like, wait, do I feel sympathy for the first horrible character?
Yeah, I don't know what's in the water in Italy, but they make the most deplorable movies, like the most disgusting... I mean, I will say that Ruggero Deodato, who directed this movie, also his most famous movie is Cannibal Holocaust, which sorry guys, we're never going to cover that.
No,
because
absolutely
it's
not.
Horrible. His most famous claim to fame is it was the first found footage movie, starry Blair Witch. They did it like 20 years earlier. But no, it's got a lot of fucking animal abuse. We're never going to do that movie.
No,
that's
never.
why I don't even watch cannibal movies because of that. But that's what's going on with the Italians. And I want to point out, I watched a very interesting documentary on Tubi about Nazi exploitation, which was another Italian thing in the 70s, where it was just movies about Nazis raping and torturing women. Like, that was the whole genre. And I put it out there. I'm like, I tested it with our listeners. I was like, is this even too taboo for us? Like, should we try to do a Nazi exploitation movie? Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS? They overwhelmingly want us to do it. You know? So I'm like,
wait,
think
throw
about
that
it.
title by me again.
Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS.
Okay. I mean, I'm tempted by that title.
Yeah, Ilsa, they did 4 movies with Ilsa. She was she was different in every way. She was a communist in one of them. But the first one is she's a Nazi, and it's just about the experiments they did on, and it was there's like, you know, women that were, I'm sure this was in real life too, women that were used as sex slaves for the Nazis and all that shit. God. So it was very sleazy. I'm like, and Italy, by the way, I haven't forgotten, you were part of the Axis of Evil, Italy. Like, they tried to forget, like, well, we did kill Mussolini, like Mussolini. But you were a part of it too, and these movies were just like 30 people who are in these movies remember fucking the Holocaust, and they're like, yeah. Well, it was like fucking Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes took place 25 years after the Holocaust, and it was a comedy, but it wasn't a concentration camp. It was a prisoner of war camp, but still. It was a comedy. You would never, ever in a million years have anything related to Nazis in comedy now.
Right. And it's still, like, on TV, and it's, like, this charming, like, wholesome
Even though Bob
kind of
Crane
show.
was a super creep, too.
Yes, that's right, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're not doing this week, Murray, because we did that 5 weeks in a row where we had 35-minute intro pieces. I think it's time. I think I have to put us a trailer together.
Yeah, because it's a classic Italian trailer where it's just sound effects.
So like, what stands out that we need to get in here? We got to get Hess saying, let's boogie.
Right.
We probably have to get Ricky and some of his, like, is that true, Alex? We got to get some of that in there, I'd imagine.
Got to have some of that totally inappropriate music.
Yeah.
Disco music.
Okay, definitely got to get to some. There's so many weird, very bizarre movie, but
yeah.
Without further ado, Murray.
Well, without further ado, let's throw to this trailer. You think we're going to the house on the last house on the left? No, we're going the next street over to the house on the edge of the park.
Damn stupid.
Hello, lady.
Are we gonna boogie?
That too.
I'm really cooking tonight, ain't I? Shit. We're going to see some friends at Tom's uncle's cottage in New Jersey.
Oh, you're gonna have a party?
Just to get together.
A get-together? How many people?
5. That is if we get there.
Where did you find them?
In a garage. Our car broke down.
I think they're absolutely superb. Just look at the way they're dressed and the way they move. What a great idea to bring them along. Tremendous.
Anything to stop our boredom.
Be careful, Ricky. They're taking you for a ride. These bastards wouldn't know a straight game if they followed one home.
What did you say?
You heard me, twat.
You shouldn't say those things. We could take it the wrong way.
Feel the cards, mister, where I can see them.
Get him, Howard!
It's you and me, kid, together. It's always been you and me together. You can't leave me now. Don't get hooked on that fucking bitch. She'll see you walking down the street and she'll turn her back on you. She'll make shit out of you. They're all fucking bastards. All of them. They did this to you. They're trying to turn us against each other. Just look at them. What do they know about friendship anyway?
We're opening up. We are an Italian movie, but we're in New York, Jersey area?
We are no. What we're doing is another classic Italian thing. Stock footage of New York. We see the World Trade Center, and then it's filmed in Italy. So
yeah, I figured as much. But
they set the scene. We can see the World Trade Center. Too soon.
I like the symbolism though, because we have two horrible human beings in this movie. We have two towers. Wait, they weren't horrible towers though. No. I don't know what the symbolism is. I'm not smart enough. Jack probably would know.
Yes, you would. Jack, do you want to take over the show? So right off the bat, we're going to show how horrible Alex is. He's driving his car, rocking out to some disco, because it was 79, 80 when this movie, so disco was king.
I think it was later, but this might have been a Puma Man track that he was playing here. There was a lot of Puma Man tracks.
Yeah, they're around the same time.
Yeah.
And he catches the eye of this lovely lady driving alongside him.
Yeah, and like you do, when you catch the eye of a beautiful woman, you fucking honk at her.
Right.
You yell out, "Hey, dingbat, pull over. I want to get your number."
Right.
Yeah.
And then, for some reason, she's, like, offended by that. And she's just like, buzz off.
This is why men can't get dates anymore. Because we're not allowed to honk at women, tell them their honkers are beautiful, and their eyes are okay, too.
I'm honking because I'm horny. That's what you said.
I'm honking because I'm horny. It says it on my bumper.
Right.
I'm going to honk when I'm horny.
Right. Honk if you're horny. And so, what's a man got to do? He runs her off the road, right by the park. Yes. You got to have a park.
Well, yes, he figures. He has figured out by just glancing over at this woman, who's very beautiful, got great tits.
Played by David Hess's real-life wife.
Oh, really?
According to IMDb, I don't
know. Was she on set for all of this movie?
Just this.
So, she pulls over, and David Hess has a type. Short hair. Very short hair.
Yeah. Not my thing, but yeah.
And he pulls her over. Really? That's not your thing with the hair not on their ears?
That's my thing. I don't want a woman taking my... By the way, I did get my hair cut today because I had somebody scream at me, "Get a job, hippie," because my hair was... it was like literally the top quarter inch of my ear was covered by hair.
I'm just going to go ahead and pull my little hairs down over my ear for you here. So he's pulled her over because he's trying to take her out on a nice park date. And I identify with this. This is what all the ladies are into. I'm always like, "You want to go on a park date?" And they're like, "Oh my God, yes."
They love hiking and nature.
That's what they say.
Everybody on a dating site loves nature.
Yes.
And they always put a picture of themselves in nature.
Yeah.
I'm not even on dating sites, and I know that's what it is.
It is definitely a thing right next to coffee. I also like tacos. And here's the other thing I like. Big shocker. Where was it going? Sarcasm.
Sarcasm is my love language.
I'm serious. Like, I'm like, is there a copy pasta out there? Because everyone.
Are they all Russian bots? Are they all?
Maybe that's it. Oh,
it's just Russian mail order brides. This is what American like.
So David realizes, aka Alex, in this movie.
And by the way, he refers to himself in the third person throughout. He calls himself Alex.
Yeah. which apparently Murray's got a problem with.
Yeah, that says evil to me right there.
I know you
It's
look in the,
pretentious.
I know you look in the mirror before you come over here and you go, Murray.
Yes. I don't even call myself by my last. That's even douchier. Not only calling myself in third person, but by my last name. No, I don't do that.
But David realizes this is a once in a lifetime.
Damn care because we don't want to confuse. David Hess is he was a fucking folk singer. All right, we don't want to like make it look like David is a rapist.
Okay,
He's just good at playing rapist.
Okay, come on, let me gather myself here. Let me get to this scene. Alex realizes this is a once in a lifetime woman. So he rears her off the road. He's right at the park, and he goes up, knocks gently on the passenger door. He doesn't go to the driver's door. He's giving her some room, giving her some space. That's 6 feet. That's COVID distance, Murray. Yeah. And I think he says something very gentlemanly, like, can I escort you through the park at night? Can you help me out here?
He just brutally rapes her. I don't think he says anything to her.
Oh, he does.
He just rips off her. She's wearing pantyhose. That would have killed my boner right there. But he rips that off. He starts strangling her while he's fucking her. And just as he climaxes, he rips her fucking necklace off her neck. It's like a trophy because he's a serial rapist killer.
Ooh.
They call him Dr. Love.
Wait, really?
No, that was the guy.
I was going to say, wasn't that?
That's another connection. I never even put that together. We got 2 serial rapists in a row.
Oh, my God.
Man.
And we just faded.
I would love to see how Q would like listen to our show and just find all those dots, connect all those dots.
I feel like we give a little too many context clues and point them together, so they wouldn't have as much fun as they do. Anyways, we tie up.
And then that was like house. That was like the cold open was just like to let you know this guy means business. He's a disgusting, vile rapist.
Exactly. Just in case you thought you might be endeared by him in a minute here, no, you can't be. So we go to, and he's living out of like a parking lot garage.
No, it was weird. There's a garage inside a parking garage. Like,
yeah,
there's like I don't know. Maybe in Italy they do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, he's like a mechanic inside a parking garage.
It was very fascinating,
and he's just got off his shift, so he's getting ready to boogie.
He's got the perfect dad bod. Yes. He's just kind of a little bit flabby everywhere. He's got a nice little muffin top hanging over his jeans, but he still wears them tight because he's youthful.
It's the fashion, yeah.
He's got that nice, crunchy, curly, like just froey, permed up hair. And he's got a tasteful poster of like naked women and knives or something.
Yeah, that was weird. It was just body parts. It was really weird.
Do you think he made that himself?
Yes, I do.
It was too weird. Like, there's no way anyone put that out in a mass amount.
And first thing we see, he's looking in the mirror putting on Susan. Was that her name? The woman who got raped?
I mean, I wrote it down in the notes, or you did, so.
She's putting her necklace on they ripped off.
Oh.
So it's like his trophy is showing it off. Because he's getting ready for a night of boogieing.
He's a multi-necklace guy, too. And I think he might have had a ring or two on.
Yeah, of course he did.
Like, man, jewelry.
He probably had a gold bracelet on top of it. He knows how to accessorize.
He really does.
And he's putting on his best Saturday Night Fever suit. He's got the black pants, black shirt, yellow vest, yellow jacket.
I had no idea what was happening. When I saw it all together, I was like, okay, I think it works. But at first, when he was just throwing on the vest, I was like, oh, whoa. Banana split over here. What is going on with that vest? Killer Bee. Jesus Christ. It's been a while since we did a weird wrestling reference. So, as he's getting ready, then we hear, hey, Alex, I'm ready to boogie. He said I can come out with you.
That's where we meet Ricky, his little toady. Because every bully needs a toady. And this guy does it well. Are we going to boogie tonight? Yeah, we're going to boogie tonight.
He was the classic Italian, voiceover guy. Like, he had that nasally perfect voice.
Yeah. And you can see, the Alex's size. Like, we're going to boogie tonight. Don't worry. There's a gross abuse of the word boogie in this scene. It got on my nerves.
It's perfect.
I'm old enough to remember when people would use that word non-ironically.
Oh,
and it really.
Okay, you know what? I got to give you that one, though.
Gave me the douche chills.
Yeah. But I'm loving Ricky here because we see him, and he's totally got his, early 40s, I want to be hip vibes going on. He's got the cool jeans. We just went out and bought them at Kohl's or something. And then he's got like his fucking bedazzled long sleeve shirt.
There's a lot of Eurotrash fashion going on. And we're in Italy, so yeah.
Yeah, a nice leather jacket, but it's like that shirt is just ruining your look for you, dog.
Yeah, it's like a bedazzled sweater.
It was not good. Not a good shirt.
And so they're getting ready to go out and boogie, and then a car rolls up. I think it was like a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, there's a little.
There was a scene. There's a scene where they're driving Tom. Who I was getting a young Christopher Walken vibe off of Tom.
Yeah,
Tom and his girlfriend. I'm assuming it's his girlfriend Lisa.
I like that you got a Walken vibe because there's a character I got a fucking Goldblum vibe from, and I'll tell you about it later.
And they're driving, and then they're talking about they're going to a party.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, my car's fucking up. I gotta pull over." And there's a scene like we get another shot of New York. I'm using air quotes. There's like a gondola, like I was like, but then I thought like the movie Nighthawks, which I think takes place in New York. There is a scene where there is like a gondola, like in Blind Fury. So maybe that was in New York. I don't know. I just don't think of those things being in New York.
Right.
But anyway, so he's like, my car's kind of fucking up. I'm going to pull over in here and have somebody look at it.
Yeah, we better get this looked at before we drive all the way out to New Jersey. And we're hearing a little bit of backstory about how somebody was at the shop, because apparently Ricky works at the garage too.
Yeah.
Alex is a mechanic. That's why he's in the garage here. And he's like, yeah, that guy in the black Lincoln, he was looking for it, but it just so happened to go missing. And Alex like, here's the thing about police officers. You see them at the bar, and you just go over and tell them, I'm going to fucking murder your children.
And they don't do shit.
And Ricky's just like, wow, Alex, you're really fucking cool. I can't wait to boogie with you.
Yeah, like, Alex is the master of his domain. Nothing. He's scared of nothing. He's like, I'll tell a cop I'm going to murder your family if you try to arrest me.
Yes.
And the cop backs down.
And I don't know what's about to happen here. Maybe Ricky's going to try to zoom in for a little hug or kiss or something, and then you hear a honk honk. It's Tom and Lisa outside.
Right. And this is where we're getting into some interesting socio-economic issues, because they're totally one-percenters.
Oh,
they're just like looking down, even though they're looking up. Literally, they're looking down on.
It's perfect because they look young enough. They definitely do look like they're in their late teens, early 20s. So they've got that stench of youth on them, but they're dressed to the nines and everything. So yeah,
he's got like a suit on. She's got like a nice dress. And he's like, oh, boy, come here. My car's not working.
The clap he did was the servant clap.
And, like, fucking Alex right off the bat. No, he's Bane. He's like, I know this shit.
I love that, yeah.
He's like your money gives you power over me?
He's rapist Bane.
Right. He's just like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to boogie. I don't have time for your shit.
And so Tom starts pulling out 20s, and I was hoping he was going to pull out 3 wads, like in the money wrapper, and just fan himself, maybe hold him over his face a little bit.
He's not that slick.
Not that slick. Not a JJ slick. But he starts laying a 20 on the hood. I think there's a electrical problem. Hey, electrical problems take 3 to 4 hours. How about I give you my handbook on how to fix it yourself? And I go boogie. I'm just going to keep slipping
And then Ricky's just like, I can help! Because he just wants to be loved. He's like this fucking loser.
He is Alex's lapdog. So he sees the opportunity.
To impress Alex?
And also, he's like, I want that $40 because I think it might
he
even
upped the ante to 40.
Yeah, it was 40, yeah. So Ricky hops down. I've been watching you. I can do it real good, Alex. I'll do it real good. Okay,
and then
get in there.
Alex takes the 40. He's like, how about this? How about you take this 40, get a limo to drive you home, and just leave your car, and I'll get to it when I get to it.
And for some reason, Tom is just like, well, you know how it is. I need to get my car there. I've got the perfect 8-track machine. Is it 8 or A?
8.
8.
Yeah.
And Alex, by this point, has already phased him out because he's like, whoa, what do we got here in the passenger seat? And so he immediately starts creeping on her. He's like, because she gets out of the car. That was it.
Yeah.
So he's just looking her up and down and undressing her. And Murray has to appreciate this about Lisa. She has short hair, and she slicks it so the hair does not touch her ears.
No, I didn't.
You don't like that look?
No, I don't like girl. I like real super femme girly girl types. So I don't like short hair. This is my thing. It's not a deal breaker. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I thought both women with short hair look phenomenal.
Oh, I would have slept with all the women in this movie, but more likely the one with the long hair, Gloria. So yeah, he's just like, whoa, this changes everything. What are you guys doing? It's like, well, we're going to a party. They're going to their own house to have a party. Like, people are already at their house.
They're going to their uncle's cabin at the edge of the park.
On the edge of the park.
It's not a house. They call it a cabin.
Their friends, Gloria, Glenda, and Howard, already there. If they don't get there in time, they're going to start fucking. They even said that.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah.
This is that kind of party these people have. And Alex is like, he's like, and then I think Tom is like, would you be interested? You know, you seem like a cool guy.
Well, yeah. We don't know if they're a couple or anything, but Alex immediately hitting all
Alex
over
doesn't
Lisa.
give a shit if they're a couple.
Yeah.
He's just like, you're mine.
Yeah, he zoned in. He said, "You're mine," and he was just,
alpha male move, dude.
Big time. And apparently everybody is into it. Yeah. And Lisa is even like, well, because he said something about boogieing with her. Yeah. And she's like, only if you promise to dance with me. Even she's offended by boogie. She says dance. Right. But maybe she's throwing a class on him. She might have been throwing some class on him.
Yeah, she's playing a little hard to get. But you can tell, like, there's something going on. There's some chemistry going on.
Yeah. So Alex backs away from the car, and Ricky's like, are we ready to go out now and boogie? No, it's actually too late now, Ricky. But I heard of this great party. And he looks over at Tom. Yeah, it's just a small little get-together, but I hear it's going to be pretty great. I got no 70s words.
Well, Tom takes him away and goes, can you kind of lose this loser?
Yes,
like,
he
I
does.
just want you.
Is he? He knocks on us. Even this kid, Tom, he's ahead of himself because he doesn't just straight up say the R word. He's like, is this kid on the spectrum? Is he one of those artists I've been hearing
And Alex
about?
like, don't worry about it. He's a good kid. And as they're saying that, Alex like, I fixed it. It was just the alternator.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like...
It was a tube that he pushed back in, and then the little C-clamp, he just tightened it back up. Just finger strength. That was all it was.
Yeah. And so they're like, Alex is like, I think I can boogie with you guys. Let's do it. And they get in the car, and they're driving, and there's a little chit-chat.
Yeah, Lisa kind of turns back and says, Alex, do you have a girlfriend? Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, well, where's she tonight? Why aren't you taking her to boogie? I saw that right there because she turned her nose up when she said it, so it was class.
She held her nose. As she
held her nose. And he's just like, well, here's the thing about my girl. She doesn't want to get laid.
We also got to point out, before they left, Alex went back to his locker. He had an armory of weapons. His favorite is a straight razor.
Yes.
He had a switchblade. He had all that, and he took that, put it in his pocket.
He patted his chest down and was like, oh, I forgot my keys. He's got such a good disarming smugness to him. I forgot my keys, everybody. Give me a moment. Goes in, gets the... yeah, you're right. He's just got butterfly knife. He's got a fucking Zatu-Ichu sword. He's got it all. But yeah, that straight razor, man. Love it. I love it. And after he does his whole joke about having a girlfriend, no one asks Ricky, but he chimes in, I don't have a girlfriend! It's like, we know, Ricky. Also, did you want that? Here's that $40, and Ricky's going to reach for it, and Alex just crumples the guy's hand with the money in it and goes, no, Ricky did that as a favor. See the class warfare that's happening right here.
Right.
I mean,
it's like a Cold War of class warfare.
It really is. That's beautiful. Mwah. Beautiful. I love that.
So they finally make it to the house on the edge of the park.
The cabin at the edge of the park.
Very classy. We got, it's very, we got like a fucking poker table. We got everything set up for a party. We're ready to boogie. We got the hi-fi stereo.
Ooh, this place, beautiful. Classy artwork everywhere.
Got a gigantic French door for the front door.
Yeah.
Like 50 million windows in it.
It's incredible.
This is where we meet our other friends. Howard, was he the Jeff Goldblum guy you were getting vibes off of?
No.
Oh, okay. We meet Glenda, who's a black chick with a shaved head, which got a lot of Grace Jones vibes coming off of her, I thought.
Oh, she was looking great, and I love that she did like red makeup, and then she did gold makeup, and then she had like the gold eyeliners or whatever that. I don't know my makeup, but she was matching like the gold
Mascara.
pattern on her lips. It was really cool.
And we have Gloria.
Yeah,
That's
Goldblum.
what I would have picked. Yeah,
She's
kinda-
Goldblum.
She's Goldblum.
Yeah, if you pause it, she's got a Goldblum face. I'm not saying she's not an attractive woman. It's just she's got a
Right.
Goldblum face.
Okay, I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, you just side by
So
side.
they come in and like they meet and they're just like,
I love this. Everybody, is this how the 70s was? Everybody's like, fucking strangers. They're beautiful.
it was. You could trust strangers. It really was, even though it was incredibly dangerous.
Yeah,
Like,
right. It's like by the
crime rate was like through the roof. But
right.
yeah, you would
by
do
the
that.
metrics, it's like
As long
no.
as you had cocaine, they were okay with you. You know.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. What are we talking about here? Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is a story to tell you not to do this.
That should have been a child's novel, or not novel, but book. You know, if you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a stranger cocaine at your, house party.
Jack, are you listening? Start writing this book. So yeah, they're all into it, man. They're like, Ricky, want to dance?
Yeah.
I started laughing my ass off because I'm not exaggerating. Ricky dances like Griff drunk at a wedding dance. This was totally you.
No.
Yes. You don't know 'cause you were drunk. I was laughing my ass off. 'Cause
No.
Yes.
Beautiful. I am
No.
the most coordinated human being in the world.
Hey, and I'm not. Hey, I can't. I got 2 left feet. I'm not casting aspersions on Griff, but I warmed my heart because I was like, it took me back to fucking Pigeon's wedding where you were hammered and you were doing the Ricky dance.
I was very drunk that night, but very coordinated. I've lured many women in with my dance moves.
And he's having a hell of a time. Ricky's loving it. He's like, finally, people who accept me.
And we have Alex in the corner because they wanted Alex to dance too, and he's just like, "No, Ricky, you go ahead." And I'm like, "What is this? What is this game Alex is playing?" Because he's watching and he's turning his nose up.
Well, I think part of it's obvious Alex is a raging narcissist because the spotlight's not on him anymore. So he goes into a corner and like pouts a little.
He put the spotlight on Ricky, though. He said, "Yeah, Ricky, why don't you go ahead and dance for them?" So I feel like he was okay with it because he wanted to read the room a little better.
Okay.
I think that's what was happening. I think he was sizing everybody up.
And he reads the room properly because he's like, they're making fun of my friend Ricky. Only I can make fun of Ricky.
Yeah. But Gloria Goldblum steps up, and she's dancing it up with Ricky. But
all the ladies are dancing with Ricky. They're taking his clothes
that's right.
off.
Glenda gets up there, too, and they bring him back over to the couch, and they take his shirt off. And then,
Well, because it's that awful fucking bedazzled sweater. Like, get that off.
Yeah. They were like, "We don't care if you have a sunken chest. Let's get that shirt off you because that thing is fucking off." And they threw it in the direction of the fireplace, but they missed. And so Ricky's just like, "Where's it? Why did you guys stop dancing? I'm going to keep dancing." And he starts taking his pants off. And again,
He's not reading the room. Alex is reading the room properly. Ricky, not at all. He's illiterately reading the room.
yeah, like we get a shot of Alex and his face is disgusted. And he's like, "How far do I let him go? This poor fucking..." He does. I think he's got the R problem in his brain.
And he's about to just shut that down. And Lisa goes, No. He's having fun. Just let him do his thing. And then Ricky, like in Goof, falls over.
Yeah.
Falls over like an ottoman or something. And they all rush to him. Ricky, you all right? And then
This is where Alex has been intercepted by Lisa, and
Yeah.
she's pulled him she's pulled him over onto a little love seat, and she's got everyone's wearing like a weird kind of dress. Like Glenda's was just like a piece going down the center. A piece of cloth.
This is where we really we needed Taffy for this.
Yeah,
she
we
would
needed
have broke it all down for us. But yeah, it's very, very 70s looking. Though,
Yeah, a lot of legs showing and everything.
Oh man,
but
they all had the fucking thigh high stockings, which I love. Gotta give that an okay.
But Lisa sits down, and it's like because her dress isn't just like a full fabric, it is like Hess is able to easily like creep up her leg, and she is. This is where Alex has been intercepted by Lisa, and she's pulled him over. He's pulled him over onto a little love seat, and she's got everyone's wearing like a weird kind of dress. Like Glenda's was just like a piece going down the center. A piece of cloth.
Oh man,
was again, it's like, is she really into this class warfare game with him? Is she really trying to outclass him here? Because she's playing this very chaste game with him. She's letting him get his hand up.
She's playing
Yeah.
hard to get, cat and mouse kind of thing.
Yeah, and he's trying to get in at her blouse or whatever that fucking top was. That top was crazy. It's like a Seinfeld shirt that she was wearing. So pillowy. And she shuts him down and is like, I'm a little hungry. And that's when Alex looks over to see that Ricky is just surrounded by everybody.
Well, they're plying him with booze now. They got these giant shot glasses.
Yeah, and they're like, Ricky, I got you a nice bold drink. Oh, I'm sorry, this might be a little too strong for you. He's like, oh no, I like it strong. And he sips it. He starts to sip at it like he's fucking Ginty in White Fire. And Harold, he takes the bottom of the glass and just lifts it up for him, so he has to drink it all. And he shakes his head. He's like, that was really good, guys, right?
And then Tom makes his way to the poker table. I was like, anybody want to play a little baccarat? And he's like, I don't know how to play that. Can you play poker? It's like, yeah, we can play poker, Ricky. Anything you want. Come on over. So that Ricky goes to play poker with Howard, Glenda, and Tom.
Yeah,
and
Gloria doesn't play.
Gloria just stands and watches.
I like to make my own luck on the hard streets. I don't know why, a 20-year-old is trying to play it up like she's some kind of fucking dame from a noir, story or something. But that's what she's doing. She's Goldbluming it up.
And so Lisa goes to the kitchen, and Alex is like, all right, you have a good time, Ricky. You play your little game. And then he walked in the kitchen after Lisa.
Yep. He spots her in there. Perfect. I love the lighting for this scene because it's just the refrigerator light. And she's got a full bottle. It's probably just sparkling water or something, but it's supposed to be a wine, I guess. And she's just drinking out of the bottle. And Hess is he's got just the backlight of the hallway on him. So the creep lighting effect here is perfection, everybody. And he finally snickers. What? Are you laughing at me because I'm drinking out of the bottle? No, I'm laughing at you because it looks like you're giving the bottle head.
He's so classy. And then she goes, maybe it is. And then she sits up on the table.
Oh, no. He hones in on her, corners her, grabs her by the waist, and puts her on the counter like she is just like a brisket he's about to fucking rub. See, that brisket metaphor is perfect.
And then he starts rubbing her thighs. You get a nice little leg shot.
She's kind of...
Doesn't he go down on her thighs, starts kissing her thighs? Is that... Because I know he does that.
I think he does start kissing the leg a little bit, and she's okay with... Well, she's letting it happen and everything.
Yeah, she's no selling it. She's not... You don't know what she's feeling.
She's a little dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's a little... He's like this brute. She's disgusted by him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's letting it happen, so...
It's is the curiosity of this weird... Because, again, we're assuming Tom is her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's got the long flowing mane, he's got the childish face and everything. And David Hess is a man. He's a brutish man.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
But he's a man. And so they're trying to lay it on us like she's curious about,
right.
him.
And then she's like, I'm going to take a shower. And she just fucking leaves him with his dick in his hand.
Yeah.
And he's like, huh? And then in disgust, he just bites into an apple and throws it back in.
Too far right there. You see, I flipped through the CDs. I wouldn't go in someone's fridge and pull out. Who's keeping apples in their fridge?
Well, first of all, you were saying, not only was he checking out the room, he was going through their CDs while Ricky was doing his dance. I mean, he knows what to do. He does it on the down low. But yeah, he bites into an apple and then throws it back in the fridge and then pulls was it a pizza?
I think it was supposed to be a pizza because it was very oddly cut. It wasn't cut like you would cut a pizza.
Takes a slice, bites into it, spits it on the floor.
He goes upstairs in a minute. He tossed it into the plants.
Yeah.
You know that was a David Hessism.
That was. And so he follows her up to the room, and she's totally naked, showering.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a glass shower, so you can see everything.
We pass by the living room where we see that Ricky. We get a check-in with Ricky. He's losing his ass.
He's losing his shirt.
He's losing his shirt. Oh, well, again, no one wanted him to wear that shirt anyway, right. So that was not a problem.
So, yeah, and so Lisa's soaping herself up.
Yup.
Got that giant 70s bush going on. But it's all right. And Hess is just like admiring. He's liking what he's seeing.
He takes his shirt off, and he's just sitting there watching. And then he sits down, and she turns, notices him, not startled at all. She was like, I was expecting this. She left the bathroom door open and everything.
She told him, I'm taking a shower. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She is right up in this fucking cranium. Right. And so she sees him and goes, you're sitting on my dress. Oh, I'm sorry. So she's gotten to him because he's actually seemed genuinely startled by that. And, well, this back isn't going to soap down itself. All right. So he gets up there and he starts taking off his clothes and she's like pressing. This is a cool shower and everything. And it's just like, it's on an angle and everything. It was really cool. But it's got a glass front to it. And so she's pressing her tits on it and everything. And he's like kissing the glass in front of it while reaching around and like soaping her back up and everything. And then finally she's like, well, get in here. I'll do your back. And we get to see the little Hess buns. They're, he's got the Hank Hill butt.
And she soaps him down a little, and then she's like, I'm
she's
done.
She boogies out.
Yeah, just walks out.
Hey, babe, I'm going to boogie.
And then he's like, what? This has never happened to Alex. He's just like confused. He's like, are we fucking or not? Are we boogieing or not?
Yeah, he turns to where she's leaving, and he throws back the water off his face. He's like, what the fuck? I'm half mass here. You wash your ape brain, mister. It's like, whoa, what? Third grade teacher?
So he's just fucking blue balls to the max, dude. I mean, he might have like just jerked one out right in the shower, He's just like, I gotta release the tension.
I can't imagine that would
happen. I
happen.
can see him doing that, just coming on the fucking floor and walking out. That's a total Alex. So while that's going on, Ricky, once he's losing his shirt, he says, I got a royal flush. It's like, well, I got 2 5s. I win.
We're in the middle. It's a beautiful mindset happening here. We're seeing Ricky's hand, and he's got 3 aces and 2 kings. Like, this is an incredible hand. You got, I forget how poker works. And then we go around to everybody else at the table. We see that Tom has nothing. I think he might have had like a pair of 2s. So this is Ricky's game to win. But Tom, being the baller that he is, the rich kid pulling class on Ricky, he drops 20 to meet Ricky's 20. And then he says, and I raise it 100. And he throws a fucking crisp-ass $100 bill off his fucking JJ, stack that he had in his pocket. And Ricky can't meet it. And he's like, I'm good for it. No. You need to meet it. So just so happens that Alex coming back down, blue ball the fuck, hair dry already.
Yeah, he blow dried his hair. It took time
he
to
must
do that.
have. And Ricky is just like, hey, Alex, I got a beautiful hand here. You need to help me out here. And Alex is like, all right, let's see it. Very discreetly hands him the cards. He looks at it. He looks back down at Ricky, and then he pulls out a hundo, slaps it on the table, pats Ricky on the back, says, good luck, kid. Then we turn the cards over. 3 aces! No one can beat 3 aces! Flush. We already saw Tom's cards. He didn't have a flush.
And then Ricky's thinking what we're thinking. They can't be! I'm really good at cards! And then Alex is like, the gears are turning.
He already knew.
Yeah.
He already knew. He sized them out.
And he's like, and then I think they go another hand, and he throws another 100 down, doesn't he?
I don't remember if they keep. Yeah, he hands him another 100, and then they start like dealing out for the next game, and then Alex tells Ricky for everybody to hear, these bastards wouldn't know a straight game if they followed it home. And then he looks over at one of the women and goes, you heard me, twat. So everybody gets offended by this, and they get up, and Harold's the first one.
Howard.
I've been saying Harold.
Yeah, it's Howard.
Howard. I was like, Harold sounds wrong, but Murray hasn't corrected me yet. So Howard's the first one. He does not like that T word. He's like, call a woman a cunt. Call her a piece of shit. Call her an asshole. But never call a woman.
That's his boogie. He just can't say it.
That's his boogie. All I can think about is that fucking Wonder Shows in bit where they had like the I can't even remember what they're called, but they all said boogie woogie and everything. That's all. Boogie woogie, man.
So a fight breaks out, and Alex is from the streets. Okay, so he knows how to handle himself.
He even explains it to him.
Yeah, he does. He's like, I'm from the streets.
Are you fucking kidding me? I don't care if you guys went to rec boxing. I'm from the streets.
And he fucking handles both of them pretty easily. I mean, they get a couple shots in. I think Tom gets nothing in. I think Howard gets a couple shots in.
Howard comes at him first. He deals with Howard, and then Tom jumps on his back, so we just tosses Tom. Tom is very weak. And so then Howard comes back, and he actually gets a few blows in. But he's hitting him, and Alex is no selling it. He's just like... He's playing Joker on him. He's just doing the... Oh, man. What about that? David Hess as one of the Jokers.
That would be amazing.
What about... Wouldn't it be good as the Alan Moore Joker? Because doesn't he rape and murder Robin?
No, Batgirl.
Batgirl.
I don't think he rapes Batgirl. He strips her down and takes pictures of her.
Oh, okay.
Shoots her.
That's David Hess all day.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We just casted a new Batman movie.
Too bad David Hess is dead.
Oh, shit.
So...
You know who would be a good villain? Danny McBride.
Okay. So Howard is sweating now, so he just grabs a bottle, and the street senses are tingling.
Yeah, really. He's gotten punched so hard that some of the street senses off Alex have rubbed into him, maybe.
I don't know, but Alex goes, you got to never bring a bottle to a straight razor fight. And he whips out that straight razor, and everybody immediately bitches out when they see that straight razor. And he fucking starts... I think he fucking slashes Tom's face.
I don't think he slashes him right away. Oh, yeah, I guess he does. Because I know he, like... He starts to fuck with Howard. He's, like, throwing him out the door and everything, and Tom tries to jump on him again, and he just pins him to the poker table, and he just very slowly... And Tom... This scene is kind of awesome. Tom just he's like frantic at first, but then as soon as the blade touches him, he just goes still because it's like I don't want to be fucking moving around when this guy's cutting my face and everything. I wonder if that was like a real blade that couldn't have been.
No.
But yeah, Tom just goes still, and his face and he just like knows. I loved it. His reaction to just getting his face cut was amazing.
And then Alex like, how about we have a real game of poker? He's like, Ricky, get over here. So he sets everybody down, and they're going to play a real game of poker. None of this cheating bullshit. And Ricky's like, yeah, this is great. And then Alex is like, these cunts were cheating you, pal.
Yeah.
But I ain't going to BS you. I'm your friend.
I'm your best friend, Ricky. He sits Glenda down on his lap, and he's got, she's got the, like, dress with the two, over her shoulder. And so he starts cutting it, and she's trying to fight it, but he's like, no, don't fight it. Don't fight it. So he's exposing her tits because you can't have poker without some tits out.
Right. And Ricky starts dealing the cards, and he's just like, he pulls a switcheroo where now he's got the shitty hand, but he's like, I got it, I'm winning.
Yeah, because he's looking at his cards and he's like, oh boy, Alex, I can't believe you dealt me this hand. And he goes around to each person playing. He goes, and you think you have a good hand, so you'll see my bet, and you'll see my bet, and he's just grabbing all the cash, putting it in the middle, and then he slaps his cards in face down and goes, Royal Flush. That's incredible. Alex, you're my lucky charm. No one's ever dealt me a Royal Flush.
And so now Alex is getting a little bored of this game. He's like, we need to spice this up,
Yeah, and Ricky's like, oh, what do you want to do? Do you want to go, like, we got all this money. Let's go to Taco Bell and just, like, talk about it.
He's just like, Ricky, the party just started. Ricky, pick a girl. That's right, my friend. You can have the first choice.
You see,
and this never happens.
You see the joy. I'm serious. Ricky does such a good job of selling his emotion here because he's just like, his eyes are welling up. Are you kidding me, Alex? I get to come out and boogie with you. I get all this money, and now I get the first pick.
Sure do, pal.
Oh, I'm Alex has got, of course, Glenda in his lap, so he's like, would you like this one? And he's like, Oh, no. Oh, yeah, you're right. This is much too rich for your taste. He's like, I like the one over here. Goldblum.
Because we know that Ricky loves Death Wish 1.
Yeah.
And, he loves that ass.
Yeah.
So he goes and makes a beeline for Gloria. Slams her like on an ottoman and rips her panties off.
And it's like, Alex, look, I got him.
And he's like, I got a big one. He's trying to impress Alex.
Because Alex, he was like, I'll go pick a bedroom. And Alex says, no. Do it right here in front of everybody. And Ricky, without missing a beat, oh, that's going to be amazing. I've got a big one. I want everyone to see my gyration. I've got night moves. I know the Hageman one knee technique.
Wow, I don't even know that one. And he's getting a little pantsy and rough with Gloria. Gloria's not feeling it, She doesn't like to be raped. Call me crazy. It's not a good thing. And so Tom and Howard, they like, look, this is getting too crazy now.
This is interesting. You've pointed out a good point, because when Ricky is trying to rape someone, they don't put on the fluffy, weird music.
No.
It's very violent. It's ultra violent. But when we saw Alex going for the rape to start the movie, it was Puma Man music. Da, 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 da. It's like, wait, he's assaulting a woman.
Very weird music choices. But Deodato, that's his thing. So, so he can't perform in front of people. He wants to impress Alex, but
well, he's trying to get into it, but Gloria is resisting him a little bit, and she like tries to kick him or she tries to roll away or something. So, Ricky backhands her very abruptly.
Yeah.
And then everybody starts getting a little frantic at the table. Howard gets offended. So Alex is like, oh boy, we're going to have to deal with Howard now. And he just starts fucking just bashing him. And I think they actually get the blade for a sec. Oh, Howard pins Alex to the wall. And he's like, Tom, hurry up, get the blade. But Tom is a bumbling fool.
He's a bitch.
He is. And so he's tripping over everything on his way to get the blade. Alex breaks free because Alex is a man. I'm sorry to say it. He's just a man. So he fucking gets one over on Howard now. He's pummeling him. He jumps off the poker table because I'm a double axe handle over the head. And then he's looking outside, and there's this beautiful Olympic-sized pool, Murray.
Right. There's a nice sliding glass door. He grabs Howard by the tie, yanks him out, throws him in the pool.
And Alex is like swimming, or Howard's swimming to one side, and Alex is there waiting for him, just dunks him back in there. They do this 3 times before finally we get this shot where the camera's on the ground, and suddenly we see a nice stream flowing from the pelvic region of Alex.
Alex pissing all over Howard's face.
So he takes him back inside, drags him back in, and then fucking ties him up like under a table or something?
He ties his hands behind his back with his belt. And then he's like, Ricky, go get me some of that curtain like string or whatever. And he ties him by his throat underneath the table.
Yeah. And then Alex, he does his best Malachi Black, and he sits crisscross applesauce style in the middle of the floor and lights up the tiniest little joint ever. And he's like, what do we do now? What do we do now? He doesn't know what to do now, Murray.
Well, yeah, he's thinking. He's an artist of rape, so he's like, I have to think about it for a while.
You know what? I know what it is. We haven't had enough rape yet. We haven't had any rape yet.
Not at this party. No.
We've had no penetration here. We've had attempt of rape, but no penetration.
Of rape, but no rape.
So he's like, that's right. My buddy Ricky really liked Gloria. So he grabs Gloria, drags her over to another ottoman, because it's a rich person's house.
Yeah.
And if you're rich, you have multiple ottomans. You got the whole Ottoman Empire in your house.
Right.
So throws Gloria over an ottoman, and he hikes up her dress, and he's got her ass just hanging out there, and he's just slapping it. Ricky! Oh, Ricky! And he's slapping it like he's ringing a dinner bell. Come on, sup's ready.
And Ricky scurries over there.
Oh, boy. Alex, are you serious? I get to put my dick in her?
You sure do, pal, and we're all going to watch. And the party is disgusted by this, as you would be if you're watching a friend being raped.
Yeah, it's pretty traumatizing.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
It's funny because we keep talking about how Ricky he takes his shirt off once, and then suddenly it's back on, but it's back off when he's playing poker. It's back on again, and now when he's trying to rape somebody, he's like, I'm keeping my pants on and my shirt on. I'm just going to pop my dick out through, the fly on my jeans. That's very dangerous if you're trying to bang somebody.
Yeah. And Ricky's trying to bang somebody, but he sees Gloria is obviously afraid and disgusted.
She fought back on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually kicks out of it and starts punching and kicking him, and Alex is disgusted by it, but he freshens her up and puts her back on the ottoman, and it's like, put the spurs to her, Doc. Let's go. And that's when, Ricky is just like, Alex, I can't do it. She's afraid. She's like a flapping fish. I don't know what to do.
And Alex is like, that's the best kind of sex is when they're afraid. You ever choked a broad? And just as he's about to slap some sense into Ricky.
Well, Alex is sitting on the other side of the room. He's waiting for the show to happen, but Ricky can't take the tension that is being thrust upon him. Like the overwhelming, he's got the stage fright and everything. He can't rape an afraid. He can only rape a woman who's not afraid. Jesus Christ! He apparently is into the Cosby style of raping. So Alex is just assaulting him with what's supposed to be inspiration, but it's not inspiring at all. Finally, Ricky turns around. Shut up, Alex! Shut up!
And then you just see Alex's mouth just drop. What? What did you say to me, Ricky? Is it all I've done for you?
Alex? What all Alex has done for you? He starts going third person. You know when Alex is losing his grip because he starts talking to himself in third person.
Right. He's like, do I need to show you how to do it? Is that what I got to do? Your old buddy Alex? I got to show you? Lisa, he grabs Lisa. He's going to show him.
Yeah. And he's got her just by. She doesn't have long hair, so he's using just the index and the thumb to kind of pull at her hair, and he's trying to do this masculine, like force her to go down on him while he's standing there. And Lisa, because she loves playing these mind games with Alex. God, I'm burping. Sorry, y'all. She loves playing these mind games with Alex, so she looks around at everybody in the room, and they're all like sharing the same like stony look at her. And then she turns back over to Alex and she smiles and just goes down all on her own and starts unzipping. And then she's looking up at him with the fucking teeth flashing, like, "I'm ready, big boy. Let's get this on." But then it's like you hear the zipper go down. You're looking over at Ricky, who suddenly you hear his jeans tighten because I think he's a little more into Alex.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But as soon as like Lisa goes in to get his dick out, he slaps her away and says something. I didn't catch what he said there.
I don't know. All I know is that Glenda, that's like her move to make a break for it. So she runs and hits the lights.
I love that this whole house powered by one light. Because she flipped one.
Yeah.
And the whole house goes out.
Yeah. That's how rich people's houses. They're only on one circuit breaker. And so Alex is like looking for her in the dark. She's trying to sneak away. He breaks a bottle, so he's got a broken bottle in his hand. Hands it to Ricky and goes, "Watch these twats." And he looks at Howard as he says it. And then he goes looking for Glenda. Glenda's kind of sneaking around. She finally makes it to the front door. And she's about to go out. He's like, I don't think so. He's got his straight razor out. Goes up to her, exposes her breasts again.
Yep.
That's his move with Glenda.
It is.
He's like, you
caressing.
You gotta go see a doctor. I feel a lump here.
Oh, he scalded her?
Yeah. And he's like, you should apologize to me. But so he shut it down. They're not escaping.
And he returns with Glenda into the living room, and Tom, he's trying to figure out some other way to distract this whole scene because we've seen in the interim while Alex was working over Glenda is that Gloria Goldberg. Anyways, She's looking at that very 70s phone. Yes. And then she looks at Ricky, and then she looks at the phone again. And so Tom realizes she's trying to get to the phone, and so he's like, I got to make a distraction. So he picks up a chair and just, like, flips it over onto the liquor cart, and that pisses Alex off so much.
Because that was some top-shelf liquor he'd ruined.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So this scene is brutal and fucking amazing, too. Because you never see somebody, like, deliver these blows like Alex does.
Yeah, he pummels Tom and then grabs him by that wispy blonde hair and just repeatedly slams his face into the poker table, like 20 times.
Yeah, and the other thing that really shocked me, because you never see it, he worked the kidneys. He had him bent over that table, and he was just punching the fuck out of his kidneys. You never see that shit. Alex is a street fighter.
Yeah.
He knows how to really fuck somebody up. He's like, you think the American healthcare system's going to help you? Well, he's rich, so he'll be fine. He'll have the top care.
But he's just bashing his face nonstop. And this isn't a turnbuckle, people. This is a table, so it's not padded. And he's like, boom, boom. And Gloria is like, stop it.
Well, Gloria's trying to call the police. So they hear her, yeah, there's trouble here, down at the glass cabin on the park. She went into Shatner, I don't know. And so Tom hears that, and he runs over, and Alex, and he backhands Gloria, gives her a fresh one across the face, and then he's just, like, breathing heavily, but he's distracted again because he sees Lisa going upstairs. So he's like, fuck, Ricky, take the bottle. Keep these rich cunts down here. Oh, excuse me, twats. You guys are offended by twats, but not cunt. Keep these twats down here. So Ricky, looking nervous, he's like, okay, Alex, I'll keep him down here.
Follows Lisa up to up the room, and she's just sitting in a chair, isn't she?
No, she was trying to get out. There's like a balcony, sliding glass door that she was trying to get out, and Alex, of course, walks in and is like, oh, where did you think you're going? Why don't you go have a seat? And then she sits herself down in the chair. He sits himself down on the bed, and, she's like, I'm not having any fun tonight.
The fun is over. Or maybe it's just about to begin. All right, take it off.
All right, everybody. This is a scene. 45 minutes long. You get to see a lot of. You get to see
it
Hess.
Was longer than John DeHart's hot tub scene.
Yes,
that's how long it was.
Good call. There was this romantic of music too. That's the weird part. Not quite as from the heart like a John DeHart.
Yeah, if Starting Over was playing, then I would say this isn't a rape because nobody can not want to fuck.
This would really be some Clockwork Orange level psychology, like mind fuckery if that was playing, but it wasn't. But it was very.
This is very Harlequin romance rape, like that kind, like
Revenge of the Nerds. Like
no,
it's okay
this is like
because
this is like there are women who have rape fantasy, and I think this is the kind of fantasy they have, like Harlequin romance. Like there's some fucking.
This director definitely thinks that you could just fuck a woman and she'll like it.
Yeah, it definitely is a no means yes type scenario.
It is 100%.
That kind of like no, but they really want it kind of thing.
Right.
And that's kind of the vibe we're getting off of this scene. It's a very bizarre, scene. Like, and then like you said, we had the weird music playing.
It's such a bizarre scene. So Alex is sitting on the bed. He's taking his shirt off. We see his nice dad flab, just rocking it all out there. He tells a nice, Velcro-worthy joke, but we're not going to add any humor to this scene because it's brutal. And he's just like, take them off.
Well, that's the weird thing. It's brutal because it's not. It's bizarre. You're like, wait. Is this a legit sex scene? Like, what's going on in this scene? Because she obviously is being raped, but it's like it's not violent. It's like
because there's more to get into later.
And so you're like, okay, maybe she's just going with it. She doesn't want him to. Maybe she's worried he's going to kick her ass. Like, I don't know.
So Alex has a very particular way he likes a woman to undress for him. He's like, okay, first, without taking anything else off, take off your bra. Under the shirt, over the top, take that off. Okay, good. All right, now take your undies off. But don't take anything else off. Just undies. Then throw them to my left. If you throw them to my right, I swear to God, Take
And
your
he's like, my right.
It's my right.
So your right, because she's throwing it stage left.
Yeah, a stage left. God, I can never remember my stage directions. Oh, stage northwest. Oh man. And so, of course, like Murray, sorry to compare you to Alex. He's like undress everything, and then she starts taking the garters off and everything. Goes, whoa. That stays on, and the shoes stay on too.
That was pretty hot. I'll give him that.
Oh, jeez.
The rape wasn't. I'm just saying.
So she's sitting there. She like kind of goes into the what do they call it? The fertile stage where you curl up in a ball.
The fertile stage. The fetal position.
The fetal position.
The fertile stage.
Oh God, my vocabulary is fascinating, even to me. So she balls up on the little chair that she's in, and he just goes over and plucks her like a little baby.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then tosses her onto the bed, and she like throws her arms back. And yeah, we see some Hess dick. We see a lot of the Hank Hill pelvis
Yeah, he just
penetration.
like this covers her like a blanket. He's just like engulfing her.
Yeah. Oh,
And she's fighting it a little. This is why it was so weird, because she fights it a little bit, and then she just gives in. So
Right.
it's that weird kind of, like I said, that Harlequin romance rape. type
right.
shit.
Because the first time I watched this was on YouTube, and they didn't have this full scene, and so I watched it just a little earlier. I got the full scene. Like she flips him over and gets on top for a while, and she's still like grinding it out and everything. I was like, with the music, with her facial expressions, I was like, what is happening here? It's a very bizarre scene.
Yeah, it is. So
And they finish up, and he's like, you want a cigarette? No, that was disgusting. And she gets up, and she gets her clothes on, and she's trying to usher herself back downstairs.
Meanwhile, Ricky's downstairs. He tells Glenn to turn the lights on. Lisa returns, and she's just like, I need a stiff drink.
Well, yeah, because Alex comes down, and he's got a bottle of Jack Daniels. And he's, like, taking swigs off it and everything. And, yeah, Lisa is just like, I think I've earned myself a stiff drink.
And then Alex is like, you did.
Yeah,
Because-
he's beside himself because he's like, I couldn't tell if you were into it or not. Like, you're so hot and cold with me. He's turned into, like a childhood romance. He's like, oh, I couldn't figure it out.
And he's like, she's got more balls than you, Tom. I just banged your fucking girlfriend.
She was a real good lay, by the way.
And he's like, she's got more balls than you. And then fucking Lisa hits him with a sick burn. She's like, you want to have balls, you need balls up here first. And he points to her head. And he's like, yeah, I think you're kind of right. But I also think you're kind of like a dyke. So why don't you just make out? Because I think you didn't enjoy sex with me enough. Alex sex is the best sex. And if you didn't enjoy it, there must be something gay about you. So why don't you make out with your friend over there?
Yeah, because he's looking around. He's like, who should you bang next? You got balls and everything. And he looks down at Howard, and he's like, that fucking mongoloid down there. Looks over at Tom. Tom ain't got no balls. Looks over at Ricky. We know about Ricky. Gloria, nah. And he's like, oh, right, Glenda. Why don't you show us something with Glenda? And again, this is another scene that got very weird edit, because Lisa goes and sits down next to Glenda and just starts like putting her hands on her face and then just like pecking her cheek.
Yeah, it was very weird. But then again, you got to think about the times, like how taboo like that shit was like 40 years ago.
Probably,
so
yeah.
Just having a woman peck each other, that was as far as you could go, I think.
And Alex is loving it. He throws an arm over Tom's shoulder. Tom's makeup, by the way, right now, with his like fucked up face in it, it's fantastic. Tom, again, I've seen his facial reactions all throughout this movie. At no point does he look scared at all. Like, he just seems to be like,
What are you gonna do? Shrugs his shoulders.
right. Is he on something? Is he on Quaaludes? What is he on where he's just like, well, any day above ground's a good day to me. I mean, is this a relative of John DeHart? Because he is just like, we're going to live to see another day.
Let's go with the flow.
So,
well, as long as he's not getting raped, I think he's okay, you know.
So Alex throws an arm over his shoulder, and he's just throwing F-bombs after F-bomb on it. He's like, you would probably like something like this, being one of them gays and all. It's like, wait, do gays enjoy two women having sex? You think that'd be the... Alex doesn't know what he's talking about. He's going with the flow. He's feeling it. He's definitely loving the show.
Just as about some shit's gonna go down, the doorbell rings. It's Cindy, the friend that I guess lives in the cabin next door. And so I think they have Gloria go like answer the door.
Yeah, he picks up Gloria and he turns the corner to see, and of course it's a glass door so they can see right out it, right. And it's another young, attractive woman.
Yeah.
So Alex tells Gloria, "Why don't you go answer the door? Don't fucking tell her anything. Open it up, let her in."
Cindy comes in and she's like, "Where's your like boyfriend? Oh, he doesn't want to come to the party. He's a lame ass."
And then Alex steps out into the aisleway. So he's presenting in front of Cindy here, and Cindy sees him just done talking about her boyfriend, and she's like, "Who is that hot fucking piece of ass right there?"
Eyes light up. She literally goes out and starts making out with Alex. Like she just met him.
She goes right up and goes into a full-on barbarian cover of a novel, grasps his leg. It is just like her clothes just start disintegrating off of her. She is so fucking into Alex. And Alex, of course, he's used to women throwing themselves at him.
Which is, why does he rape people then?
I don't get it.
It's that sick thing. You always want what you can't have.
Right, he's full-on narcissist.
Yeah. So while that's going on, Gloria just makes this fuck it. She just runs out the door. And it's like, "Ricky, take care of that."
Yeah.
He grabs like
he still
Cindy
got
by
the
the
broken
hair.
bottle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he still got the broken bottle. So he goes chasing after her, and we got Alex with Cindy now, and he's taking her inside. And he's like, "I've already seen everything everybody's got here, so we're gonna start seeing what you got for the show."
So Ricky's chasing Gloria, and he catches up with her, and just as he thinks he's gonna do something, like a blind man with a seeing eye dog just happens to be walking by, because they're like near the street, and he like freaks out. He's like, "Holy shit, maybe he'll see." And then Gloria runs away from him.
Right, and Ricky is trying to calm her down, and he's got the bottle in his hand. He throws it away. "I'm not trying to hurt you. I just think you have the greatest Goldblum face I've ever seen. I just want to love you."
She runs in like a greenhouse or something?
I have no idea where she runs to. I thought it was somebody's backyard.
I think she runs into a greenhouse, because it was like a glass house kind of thing. We're gonna say a greenhouse, and she like hides in there. He finds her, and he's like, I don't want to hurt you, right? I just want to make love to you."
I love that song. I don't want to hurt you. I just want to make love to you.
Gloria's wheels are turning. She's like, "How can I make this work for me? Like, this guy obviously..."
So we're reading the scene the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like, "Okay, maybe if I pretend I like this guy, he'll help me. He'll help my friends."
Yeah.
So she's like, "I think you're a great guy, Ricky. Really." And
she hits him with the greatest compliment of all time. "Your shirt is nice." And
really?
we all know that shirt's dog shit.
Yeah, it's ugly.
So
she leans in, gives him a little peck on the cheek. He already came. He's like, "Ugh!" And so then we cut back to Alex got Cindy. He's already got her laid out on the couch. She's got a fucking Seinfeld shirt on. He's just slicing it up.
Yep, just little bits at a time. He loves the tease game.
Right. And then he starts singing this sea shanty about Cindy.
"Oh, Cindy, you came and you teased and you mocked me."
He's singing Barry Manilow.
"So I cut off your blouse, oh, Cindy."
Yeah, and he's just like making circles around her nipple with the fucking blade.
Yeah, it's brutal shit.
And she's just great acting for Cindy. She's terrified,
Well, come on. If you have fucking David Hess breathing heavily, waving a knife in front of you.
Well, she was into it like 5 minutes ago. It wasn't until the knife came out.
That's a good point. Well, that was acting. This is no longer acting. Oh, my God.
So, meanwhile, we get another bizarrely romantic rape that happens between Gloria and Ricky.
Oh,
They're
God.
naked.
It's definitely, I mean, maybe it's not rape, but it's definitely, it's sex under hostile conditions for sure. because she's trying to get Ricky under her, like on her side, right?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
So she flashes a nipple, and again, you see more smear in the jeans. And I don't know why the director wanted to show that Ricky was smearing his jeans. Or cream in the jeans, as people would say. But then she's like, get that messy dick out. Let's get this going. Oh,
they do it, and that's it. We're not even go into it. So we cut back to Alex, and he's the shirt's just in shreds now. It's fucking like Hulk Hogan. She rips it off.
Yeah.
And he tells her to take the rest of her clothes off. She's got jeans on and some boots. So she strips down to her underwear. And he's just like fondling her body.
I believe this is where he stood her up, and he's like sitting on the coffee table. She's just got her underwear on right now.
Yeah.
And he's like slipping, just like touching her and feeling her.
She's like super tiny.
She is tiny, yeah. And he's just like feeling her up and everything. Everybody just sitting in the living room watching. And
Tom keeps looking at this drawer where there's like a gun. He keeps trying to get to it. So
that was the first spoiler alert we've had.
Yeah. You keep seeing him like this trying to get that.
Yeah.
But.
We read eyes, everybody. Sorry. We jumped the gun on that one. See what I did there?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. And so he's feeling up Cindy in front of everybody. He slips a hand down her underwear, and he just goes, "Oh, you're a virgin. Oh, that's beautiful. I knew that boyfriend of yours was a geek." And that's when he starts overhearing something outside. And he's like, what the fuck is this ruckus?
And Ricky shows up with great, look, Alex.
They're outside talking, not whispering, talking at a level 10 voice. I can't turn on Alex. He's my best friend. He will change. All I have to do is tell him that you put out for me, and he will change his ways. I know him.
Alex hears that because they're screaming at each other. So he opens the door and goes, "Get in here, you mooks." And
Mook.
And he's like, "Look what I got here, Ricky, a virgin. I'm going to have her first, of course. But you get the sloppy sex."
No, he wanted Ricky because
Are you sure about that?
Yes, 100%. Because he felt like Ricky was getting away from him.
Oh, okay. Smart
and also,
move,
he just fucking blew a load in Lisa, so he's probably got to give it a few more minutes.
He is an older man, so yeah. So, fucking, I guess Ricky can't do it because he's the chump.
Well, Ricky again
he's
after
like, let's go.
He's telling Alex, I just made it. He struggles to get that word out. Made it because I don't know. He's a weirdo. I just made it with Gloria. It was amazing. Can I tell you all about her right now in front of everybody? Well, first off, buddy, another time. Right now, I got a virgin over here, and I gotta tell you, I'm a little tired right now. I want you to take first dibs.
And he's like, "No, Alex, I think we ought to leave. I think we've had enough fun." And that just infuriates Alex. So he grabs Ricky by the balls, and they're no longer blue. He had sex.
Yeah.
And he heads over to Cindy, and he just takes all his anger at Ricky out on Cindy and just starts slashing the fuck out of her with that straight razor.
And Ricky, did you want to add more to that?
No.
Oh, okay. You were just gesturing. I was like, shit, Murray wants to really get into the details here.
No, he's just slicing her body up.
Yeah, and Ricky comes over. Alex, you're going too far. It's like that girl from last year. And I'm like, oh, we're going to go into a flashback or something, right? We're going to see like this horrible trauma he's unleashed on some other woman? But no, we get left there. Ricky comes in and tries to pull off Alex from poor old Cindy.
And Alex just lashes out with a backhand. Ah! And he slices fucking Alex from taint to taste, as Jim Cornette would say.
He fucking went full blind fury on her. Or on him, excuse me.
And then Alex is like, he's just shocked. He's like laying on the ground. Slices right through that Cosby sweater.
It's a Cosby sweater?
And Alex is just like, what did you make me do? He totally blames fucking Ricky.
Yes.
They're trying to break us up, man. It's always been you and me.
Always.
And he's like, and then we see Ricky's just slowly dying. He's like trying to caress.
He is.
Face.
He's his hands. Like, we don't even see the blood on him because his apparently bejeweled Cosby sweater has been cut open. He's just reaching his hand underneath it. He was cut somehow, but the sweater was barely harmed.
That was a really deep cut, but he would just slice them and it'd be no big deal.
Right. He somehow cut him so deep that it like
guts are pouring out.
But Ricky's just like reaching into his sweater and pulling out blood and touching it all over Alex's face. He can't say a thing, so he's just.
They're trying to turn us against each other. They did this. He's blaming everybody in the room but himself.
The projection happening here.
And he's just like, Alex is. Then Ricky dies, and Alex is just ready to kill everybody in this room. But when he turns around, Tom's standing there with that gun that we were talking about.
Yup.
And he's like, oh, by the way, you know that girl you raped in the park the other day? That's my sister.
Oof.
I set all this shit up. And we're gonna make it look like self-defense.
Yeah.
So the question me and Griff have, was everybody in on this? Was Glenda and Howard in on this?
Everybody in the house. Cindy was the only one not in on it.
I'm assuming Lisa was. I know that.
Lisa 100% was in on it.
But, like, are you really? You're a great fucking friend if you're willing to risk getting the shit kicked out of you, getting raped, possibly murdered.
Yes.
Just for this revenge plan.
It's nuts. Like, this is, I mean, their level of psychotic behavior is off the charts, too, because they're just like, no, we're going to lure them in. I've got three of my attractive young friends to come here and lure them into a false sense of security. They thought, because I don't remember if we got into it, there was a scene earlier where they were like, I think it was when Ricky was first going at Gloria, and they were like, put some music on for my friend Ricky here to rape your friend Gloria. And Tom goes over, and he's trying to put on music, but he realizes the good music's in the drawer over here. And Alex says, no.
I already rifled through yours. I know that where the good music is.
Don't go through that drawer. Jim Dandy's Hot and Nasty will work perfectly fine for this.
Perfectly, yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of like alluding to this drawer and like the gun in the drawer, and now it's all kind of coming together. And Tom is apparently thought that it was going to be easy peasy.
Well, that's the arrogance of the rich people. They just think they can do whatever they want.
We're getting back into class warfare, though. The arrogance of the rich people. We're smarter than everybody.
It's like Trump. Nobody can touch me.
Right. I have money, so I'm smarter than everybody because money equals smart.
Even if it's inherited money, I'm still somehow smarter.
And he definitely was a fucking what do they call that?
Rich kid punk.
Yeah, rich kid punk. That's definitely what I was going for.
I don't know. Meanwhile, Cindy's in the fertile position.
Trust fund child.
She's in the fertile position, as Griff would say, like cowering, because she's the one fucking victim. Like, she knew nothing. She's like, I just came over for a party.
Dude, she's going to have the hardest time going in a defecation tank.
Right. Especially with all those slashes on her body.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All that shit's going to get in there.
So, now the tables have turned. And Tom just starts picking fucking Alex off. He shoots him in the thigh first.
Yeah, and he's slowly telling him, I set all this up, all for the purpose of claiming self-defense. You came in, you beat the shit out of me. So it was like, okay, so part of your plan was he was going to beat you? Possibly rape people?
Possibly rape you? We don't know what Alex is capable of.
Right. So it's like, I needed to get your evidence in this place. So it was like, was Lisa supposed to fuck him?
Yes, I think so.
And get his...
That's a great girlfriend who'll do that for you. I don't know. Maybe her and Susan were really tight, but...
I'm not surprised the guy from who made Cannibal Corpse...
Holocaust. Cannibal Corpse is a death metal band.
Oh, right.
Cannibal Holocaust.
The guy who made Cannibal Holocaust is trying to, like, write his own Columbo whodunit by having a rapist fucking ejaculated a woman who takes that to the cop and goes, "Bleh, evidence."
That would be so great if Columbo showed up. That would have made this movie so much better. Like, excuse me.
Wait, there was a line. There was a line that I thought you were going to love. they talk about syphilis.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't that a you guy?
yeah. I forget, but they did
It was
mention.
it's like
Kelly
Kojak,
Savalas.
right?
Yeah, it's Kojak.
Okay,
That's
because
Kojak. Yes, it's Kojak.
because I think it was when Howard came after him. He tossed him aside. He's like, "This isn't like the Kojaks."
The Kojaks. So Tom just starts picking him off, shoots him, and then we get the longest death scene in movie history, I think.
It was so long.
Because Alex falls through the sliding glass window. He's staggering around, falls into the pool. The tables are turned. Now he's in Howard's position.
Yes.
So Howard takes the gun, and he shoots.
Elisa gets it first.
Shoots Elisa?
Yeah,
Everybody gets a turn.
Everybody gets a turn. Lisa gets the second turn.
And then, so
I mean, she took a fucking load for the crew.
yeah, well, she deserves it. I'm not saying she's not. And so then Howard shoots, and he like goes to Gloria. You want a shot? And she's like, no. There's been enough. Like, I'm not going to shoot anybody.
Yeah.
And then Tom's like, well, actually, we need to get our story straight. I shot him. Okay, I know it's fun. And while that's going on, we see he's just like struggling. He's swimming in the water, and he's great facials by Hess in this scene. He's just
Howard, of course, he sings back this Cindy song. Oh, Cindy. I won't go through the whole song. Like Cinderellini.
And then we just see him doing the literal dead man's float. He's just floating in the water. Cut to the credits.
No, we go into the office with Tom and Lisa.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and there's this whole scene where they're reflecting on it all.
They're like, was this worth it?
Yeah. And then Tom says to Lisa, like a total fucking dweeb, Tom says to Lisa, I think you liked it. She got fucking raped. And he's like, I think you liked it.
Yeah, I think they're trying to set up a sequel. I think the sequel is going to be like these guys to do these sick games.
I'm pretty sure the sequel is 10 to Midnight, and Tom grows up to be the fucking murderer.
Yeah, okay. Go check out that episode. That's one of our very first ones.
10 to Midnight was that early?
Yeah, we did that a long time ago.
God damn, really?
Shit, we're 176 episodes in.
Murray, I want to just say, this movie could do for, like, I feel like a lot of horror is ruined when they try to show you too much instead of just, like, allowing the theater of the mind. Like, I think you can remake this movie if you just don't do the rape scenes. You allude to it. Can you even do that nowadays? Can you allude rape?
Well, it was weird because I think rape's off the table. But for some reason, torture is more prevalent in movies now. Like, there was a whole, like, I don't know now, maybe the genre,
well, yeah, no.
it's died out lately.
Thanks to 9/11, we're cool. Waterboard everybody.
Yeah, but you like movies like Hostel and all that shit. Like, so we're more into, like, gleefully torturing people in movies.
As long as penetration doesn't happen?
Yes. As long as there's no, like, nipples showing, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, as long as it's not sexually, like, encouraged torture. If it's just torture for the fuck's sake of torturing somebody, it's cool.
If it's just torture for the glee of seeing someone in pain.
What the fuck? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know how you compare the two. Obviously,
I'm not a fan of that genre. That's why I didn't watch the Hostel movies. But
yeah, no, I'm not into that at all.
But yeah,
I was against Gitmo Bay. Conscientious objector to Gitmo Bay. I think a lot of
just projector.
Projector, isn't that
objector?
Objector.
You object to it. You don't project to it.
What is? I'm all over the place today.
Yeah, well, we're all over the end right now. Because,
well, it's okay, Murray. We don't have a guest on.
Yeah,
this has only been like an hour and 20 minutes. This is free time to talk to reflect on this movie. We haven't been able to reflect on a movie in forever.
Yeah, because we've been doing 3-hour episodes for the past 5 weeks.
So David Hess, amazing as a creep.
Best creep in movie history.
Easily the best creep. Just know if somebody invites you over and they say, yeah, David Hess in this movie, you're going to see some raping.
Yeah.
And just like we don't like the torture movies, if you don't want to see people get raped, don't watch a David Hess movie because there's going to be rape.
Yes. He's the crown prince of rape.
He's got a beautiful crown.
Like I said at the beginning, they specifically got him because he was so good at being a creepy rapist in Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
This movie was made for him.
Right. This is right before I feel like horror got kind of cartoony, too. Like, Nightmare on Elm Street's great and everything, but it kind of got cartoony. Like, this feels grittier and more real.
and you don't identify with the killers. That was always I think like 80s. There was this weird shift where now you identify with the killer. Used in the 70s, you identified with the victims.
Oh, really? Because
what are you talking about? Everybody loves Jason and Freddy, and like they root for those guys now. Like,
well, yeah, but now
nobody ever roots for the victims in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
But when I was younger, I didn't get it. There's always like the one character in those movies that you do identify with. You're like, oh, this person needs to find their way out of this group. There's always Ricky was awful, but there's always like the character you're like, oh shit, I hope they get out of there. Or maybe sometimes they throw you a curve and give you two characters and then you lose one of them. You're like, fuck, I lost that person. I really hope Jennifer gets out of this. So, I mean, but yeah, there's no one to identify with here. So I feel like those movies give you something on the victim side.
I don't think so. I think it was all about the villains and their wisecracks. I mean,
wisecracks.
Yeah, we thought.
Well, Jason didn't have wisecracks.
He can't talk, but I'm talking about Freddy. That was Freddy's appeal. Was that he, loved to torture and kill people, and we're
Freddy, 100%,
and we're rooting for him.
But it's not like Hellraiser did that or Pinhead.
They did. No, they did. I mean, they weren't wisecracking, but they were like more. They were kind of wisecracking, but it's not like over the top like Freddy.
Oh,
was,
okay.
It was like a little. They're British. They're a little more subtle.
Oh, that was a British movie?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, the Cenobites, I think, were all British actors.
Wasn't it very sexual too? Wasn't the whole Hellraiser thing about like?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Clive Barker books were probably a little more. It was all about
based on a book.
It was all Clive Barker. It was all the.
Is that a sexual thriller? Then?
S&M, BDSM type shit, kind of to the extreme.
So it's a sexual thriller.
I guess. I mean, no. I think well, we're gonna do a fucking Nazi movie now because everyone's gonna love this episode. So I think we figured out how to do it.
All right, I think it's a good time to send everybody off. What do we need to set up?
We're gonna after this movie, we're gonna have some fun next week. We're gonna do a fun movie. We're gonna do a vampire movie.
So vampires are known. They can't rape because they're so charming that everybody wants to fuck them. Wait, vampire dicks don't work?
Yeah, they don't work.
Anne Rice has been lying to me?
Yeah, she's been lying. Vampires are dickless. I think their dicks fall off when they become vampires, to be honest with you.
I don't know if this is lycanthropist Chris Field, but I need to know the science on
No, werewolves got big ass dicks. But it's vampires that are dickless.
I feel like that's
why they wear lace and all that frilly shit.
I feel like it's an adjacent field. Wait, what? I don't understand that logic at all. Please tell us.
I want to get into this fucking movie because
no, that's what I'm asking you to do. Set up this movie.
This movie is a classic from the 80s. It has as far as I know, the only vampire named Jerry in it. I'm talking about the classic movie Fright Night, starring Roddy McDowall of class of 1984 and Chris Sarandon. And it's a great movie. I enjoy it very much. And we'll be talking about it next week. And until next week, keep it spooky.